are two of the Southwest's finest, Jordan and Jamie Graham, taking on these two next-gen starlets. And that is a booming opening break.
It is, and a disappointing leave. This may be one, and the hardest thing to do in the game, I think, is to pull back when you've got a layout in front of you. You made a ball off the break, you feel you've got to go, but this is not a good layout at all. And they're not, I mean, I'm assuming that they actually may not be able to pot anything from where they were anyway, so the decision was made for them. The last thing they wanted to do was have a tactical exchange, but that's what the balls are giving them.
Yeah, and fair play for still not trying to push the boats out and just playing the containing shot, the right shot. It was Kai Jackson with the safety there. Lukas Williams it was who hit the booming break. I have a feeling that was... No, I think it was just a containing shot, but with an eye to moving some bits around at the top of the table. I think 𝗟𝗩𝗘𝗃𝗲 was just called touching ball there for Lukas.
If it is touching ball, then just come off the cushion and get it back to where it is. It's probably okay. Or you can come underneath what's, you know, bottom left-hand side of the table as well. You've got plenty of areas to go here. No, it wasn't touching, so he's just flicking off it. Now, may have left a ball on here to top right. I'm not sure if you can get through to the one or not, but I will maintain the fact that there's still not a good layout.
Yeah, and actually it's impossible to kind of expect this from two very, very young lads, but can you kind of drill into yourself at this stage in the night where you can kind of say, actually, one of the best ways we're going to win tonight is let these established players take on tricky visits and do some mopping up.
Well, I was thinking exactly that, but you wanted them to take on yellows. You didn't want to give them reds. Reds have got a much better chance to get out because that red by the 8-ball does go, and you can then pop the 8-ball into play, and every other red now has a pocket. So reds were the set to be careful with. So it was a mistake there to leave these on. Also, that's a mistake not getting far. They were trying to get further across to be able to open up the 8-ball straight away, and then all your work's done, and then you're just finding your pattern. I think you have to leave that red there now.
Yeah, you can see a little grimace behind
the
face of Jamie from Jordan. A little bit short on that one.
And the reason the grimace is there is that if you get an extra few inches across the table where they are now, then you can play that little soft screw shot onto the yellow, pop the 8-ball into play, and then the one they've just played was their connection up the table, and then everything's open. So they may not be on a ball after opening up the 8-ball here. But they are, and that's nicely done.
Played very, very well, actually, from Jordan. That judged it well. Used the yellow to screw up the table, which was clever and well executed.
I think if the 8-ball goes both ways, I actually think there's a little bit more likely to play for it to bottom left than bottom right, although you can go both ways with the layout they've got at the top here. And I do think it goes both ways. The reason I say that is if you straight in on this red to top left now, you pull it back a couple of inches, and then you'd play with quite a low angle on it with a little bit of right-hand side, top cushion, side cushion, you're in the perfect line. Looks like they're going to go the other way and go, as long as they're not straight here, so they've got to make sure they sit on the top cushion. They can now screw out and take it to bottom right.
Yeah, it's a nice shot that from Jordan, just to leave his dad this fraction of angle. Slight different dynamic in the father-son partnerships. I think as the vast majority of sort of dad and son duos that we've seen has been sort of ultimate pool pros who in the main are sort of 20s, 30s, early 40s, playing with their sort of their dads who are a bit older and got them into the game, and it's a nice thing to do. I'm thinking of, you know, Vivek Mack and Vic Mack, who were with us, you know, first few years. The Tom Jones Jr. and Senior duo, Josh Duaz here last week with his dad. But actually, this father and son duo is a little bit different because Jamie is in the same set of rankings as his son, and up until the last event was in a whole tier above him. So maybe actually Dad gets to pull rank here.
Yeah, absolutely. Slightly different dynamic.
We'll wait and see if Jordan's any good at doing what he's told.
One thing's for sure, they definitely were on the same page there. That previous clearance, they had the same ideas and they worked well together. Now it's just over to Jamie just to see what he can do. And it's a really good chance. It's a really, really nice chance here.
Gave that a real whack, didn't he?
Yeah, these reds have opened up well. The red in the triangle area, does it go bottom left or bottom right? May go bottom left, it definitely doesn't go bottom right. That's the one ball I'd be looking at and thinking you've got to get underneath it. There's not a great ball to get underneath it. Of course, if it goes down the table, then you don't have any issues whatsoever. He's come to have a look at it now. If it doesn't go bottom left, you kind of, this is where you start to get, oh, it does go, so it's fine. No point going further with my debate. I was about to say, you know, you debate whether you chase it early or leave it late, because the pattern looks natural to leave it late.
Yeah, do you want to get rid of the one on the left rail just before it, or before it?
It depends how you want to attack this, but I would suggest that if you play on the one on the left rail now, then you're going to have to pull up and be just slightly, almost straight, maybe a turn past straight on the one to right centre, so you're going to have to hit a good shot there. So it'd be interesting to see what he plays on this shot here. I don't think he's left a particularly good cue ball onto it here. Having to play this shot with the rest, maybe taking away a little bit of the control. Okay, I like the idea. He's come down to play on that ball now, get it out the way, and then he can use the other two. And he's landed fine here because he's landed on the one to the centre. Just has to make sure he doesn't land straight. On this next shot, he has to come back and be, what, 2 turns past the straight, exactly where he's looking now. And then you're just rolling it in, one on the cushion as your last ball.
Yeah, I think he's picked a really nice route, actually. Executed that shot very well as well, particularly with the rest, and he's got a lovely bit of angle here.
Yeah, perfect.
Just to turn it to the side of the table. Very, very nicely worked out from Jamie Graham.
Because I do believe he was, with the rest, he was playing down on the ball he's on now. He wasn't playing on the one to left centre, but he knew if he lands where he did, he's good. If he goes a little bit further, he's on this one, and then he's got the one in the middle of the table to get back on the cushion. So putting it in a good area where good things can happen. It's a well-worked finish, just has to put this finishing touch to it, which is making sure with this one on the cushion and not snookering yourself.
Yeah, the two juniors just get comfy in their chairs after seeing that shot. Very, very good finish, and Jamie Graham almost feels a bit apologetic going over to shake the hand of his much younger opponent there.
Well, you said at the start they're in a no-win position here. Everybody apart from the people spectating or supporting them are hoping for the juniors to do the business here and create a moment. They need a ball. They've had nothing to go at yet. We're starting the 3rd frame here, and they've not had a ball to attack yet. Feels tough. Not ideal. Going into traffic here. Okay, using the traffic. So as long as he slides by the yellows, which he should do comfortably, he's putting the cue ball into a good area. That's awkward. I'd love to have been, just put that on the thin side, would love to have been a few rolls lower, and then you could take the left-hand one of the two together and then pop onto the other one and leave the one at the top of the table to connect down. That's a hard shot now from 𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃, so I'm going to take the one nearest the pocket first. Could take the one nearest the yellow, but much tougher shot from 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. Looks pretty perfect to me, because you can just pop to the right side of straight and then you're tracking the line to the last ball. Very clean finish this so far.
Yeah, and interesting to watch Jordan play here. I know I was speaking to you after the last event in Baltimore. I think you covered Jordan's Challenger Series Tier 2 win, and one of the things that you mentioned was that both players really did get bogged down into the nitty-gritty of it. And of course, that event not played on a shot or a match clock. And actually watching Jordan here, it's really nice to see him just flow and play at a really nice rhythm. It was a really tough match. It really was. Both players just got stuck in the game, really. And yeah, the match clock and shot clock that you get on this stage, it does really change things. I love the way he's gone about this finish, and I love what he played previously. He had a look to see what would happen if he left himself a slightly bad angle on that one to right centre, to see would he still be okay on that one at the bottom, and he was fine. And so he's working out his margins, and really, really smooth finish. Yeah, it's excellent from Jordan Graham. What do these young'uns have to do to get a go? 3-0 up are the Grahams, and well, nothing the two next-gen boys could do about this. They've had precious little to go at. They've, between them, played one sort of iffy safety, and they've not touched the table since. There's the two dads proudly watching on, and they're probably going, yeah, it's a stupid game, this, isn't it? Yeah, it's really, really tough, because everybody just wants to see them get an opportunity, and I think everyone's collectively booing right now, but the Grahams are doing absolutely what is expected of them. They are playing a really, really nice match here. Yeah, and Lukas and Kai may, if things keep going the way they are, may not get another shot in the match. This is 3-0, this is for 4, and if the Grahams can keep running out racks, this match will be over very, very quickly. Big break again from Jamie. Looks dry to me, and Lukas and Kai get themselves a go. Here we go then. Here we go. Finishes on as well. Looks like they're going to have to take red, so they don't have a starter on yellows, but the reds are okay. The only ball that you look at and think, is that any issue at all, is the one above the 8 ball. Does that go top right? Probably. Does go left centre, but not a great ball to get there, so it's just about the finish now. Can they put the pots together? I love that Carl's out there watching as well. He's a real champion of sort of youth pool, with Carl. I think particularly because he had such an amazing young career himself. I think this is probably taking him back a few years, watching these two out in the arena at the moment. So they used the pocket there to hold on what I said was the most awkward ball, the one above the 8 ball, which I like, getting this out of the way. But this now needs to be an excellent shot. That was tough, and they accepted they weren't going to be perfect on the next ball. They were hoping just to be middle of that top cushion and have the one to right centre on the thin. I think maybe because of the shot they had, maybe going the 3 cushions round would have left them slightly better and would have allowed them to play with a little bit more positivity on the shot rather than trying to float it in pocket weight, which is always tough. There's a senior bouncer. Just saw Kai Jackson there, junior bouncer, who's practice partner of Simon Fitzsimmons. It was lovely, actually. That's a really poor shot from Jordan Graham. Okay, cue ball in hand now for the nippers. But it was really lovely, actually, to hear, you know, Kai Jackson speak about how much he admires Simon Fitzsimmons' game, because when you are an impressionable teenager and you're watching someone as good as Si Fitz play the game that you love close up, it must be absolutely brilliant. Don't run there. Are they too close to their work? Possibly.
They are on this red. I wondered whether the red that's been left nearest the left centre actually might have been a slightly better starter. And they're going to go this way instead. I'm not sure. I didn't quite analyse the table enough to know whether that would have been a better ball to start, but I was thinking that might be the one that they're most awkward to land nicely on, which is why I was thinking that. They are awkward here.
Yeah, their first proper shots on the main arena table in this visit are going to be played in a 15-second shot clock. It's a pretty tough school. The two lads who actually know everything about what being at school's still like. And that's a nice shot. They've gotten out here. It's not getting any easier, but they can still work it.
Well, if they can stay low of the red to right centre, they look like they've got too much angle here, but if they can, that would be perfect. But I think they've got too much there. They did have, well, it has just dropped in. And can you find the gap?
There is a gap.
Yeah, twice across. He's pointing his cue on the line. It's just, can you find that line?
Oh, he could, but misses the pot. How often do you see that? Concentrating so much on hitting his line for the cue ball. Take your eye off the pot and all of a sudden it's very, very missable. You can see the best players in the world in any cue sport doing that, let alone these youngsters. Ooh, just okay. Good shot from Jamie. Thought half a second he was going to stick himself on that yellow and leave them no shot, but that was nice.
Yeah, and that should be the end of it here in the match. They played a very solid match. The only mistakes they've made have been in this frame with a safety shot.
Yeah, they've actually, the pair of them I think played really well. Both had a run off the break. Both look confident and assured out there. Their Scotch frame's been very good. Yeah, just bar one, just misjudged safety from Jordan Graham. It's been a pretty flawless match actually from Jamie and Jordan here. Very, very promising start for them. Kai and Lukas, it is not all over yet. They go into a match with, well, certainly one player that Kai himself is very familiar with. Won't be any fear there, I don't think, because of that, even though he told us earlier never had a positive result against him.
Be a good time to have that.
Yeah, wouldn't just. Always a time for firsts. So Jordan Graham then to ice this one off for 2 consecutive 4-0 wins here to open up the Pairs Cup Group number 5. Lukas Williams and Kai Jackson will be back, and they did themselves no harm there, but tough matchup to come in and play your first shots at 3-0 down. Jamie Graham and Jordan Graham, though, look the business, and they are into the second round of matches on the good side of the draw. We'll see how this group plays out when we come back.